Yo guys, what's poppin'? It's your boy Tacho here, and we're back for some more Fire Emblem Heroes. Alright, so this season in Aether Raids, I wanted to try a little something different. So I wanted to do an experiment to see whether or not defense mythics are actually worth it. So we're running a defense team here with absolutely no defense mythics, meaning that we have the looming threat of taking a minus 100 to lift loss. Pretty bad if that actually happens, but I've done my best to make what I thought was the best possible team without him. So we have a Cav team with also a Rally Trap. So both of these healing units in Baby Larachel and Elise have odd recovery. So that way all of my units are not going to be able to get hit by isolation. And then we can have this Olwyn over here go ahead and set up a Rally Trap on either the left side or the right side. And we have Azura to go ahead and just jump in with aerobatics and go for the dance. We can also get +7 to all stats on Olwyn because we have Hone Attack 4 there. So that's going to combo very well with the Blade Tome. We have Hardy Bearing, so she's going to be able to negate the Irvon effect and do very well against Brave Ike. And we have Lance Breakers, so she can also just punch right through Brave Hectors. Preferably Brave Hectors with the save skills, because, I mean, save skills are like the bane of Cav lines right now. If you come up against a save skill, you basically lost. So that is my one counter to a save skill. Assuming it's Hector, that is. I mean, they could just be running save skill on anyone else, any armored unit possibly, like Henriette herself or Brave Edelgard, another common option. So if it's any of them, there's not really much I can do here. So I'm really just banking on the fact that it's going to be Brave Hector with the save skill. And then we have Duo Lift over here with, well, actually he just gives us access to Duo's Hindrance. You know, ideally I wanted to run Lucina and Mia over here, but I don't have that unit, so it's not really an option. The reason why is because you could probably just park Guinevere right there or any solid magical bait unit, and they're going to be able to handle Olwyn and Lift pretty well. So by having a physical threat like Lucina and Mia, we can at least threaten Guinevere a little bit more. And that's also why I have Legendary Leaf over there with Deadeye and Quick Impulse and S-Drink. So he gets -2 cooldown at the start of the turn, and with his Brave attack, he's going to hit once, and the second hit is Deadeye, unless they have a guard effect on their base or on their skill set. So that's pretty much the team. We got the double healers, of course, pretty solid, but it's a little too magic heavy. Ideally, like I said, I would want Lucina and Mia to give us another physical threat. So let's go ahead and take a look over here, and we can see that overall I lost -200 defense lift this season, which is not so great. Typically, well, I shouldn't even say typically, just all the time I end up in the top tier for defense, where I'm losing anywhere from 80 to 0 lift loss. And that's mainly because I'm running the defense mythics, so they really, really help, even if your team is not that good. Like, if we go over here, quickly, I guess I can show you guys the other defense team I have for Light Season. So we have double duo mythic, or double defense mythics, and then the rest of the team is just blessed to have the mythic blessing. So -37 lift loss. Even if we take a full loss, that's still kind of acceptable, because you need to take like 2 or 3 of those before you actually get knocked out of the top tier for defense. But this team itself, I would say, is arguably a little bit weaker than the team that I built for this season, despite not having any defense mythics. So basically, if you're going to take anything out of this video, then take this one sentiment, and it's that it's better to have a weak defense team with the defense mythics, as opposed to having a strong defense team without any defense mythics. So that is the sentiment of today. And we go over here, we took a -60. Now, this guy lost 2 of his units, but that didn't mean he wasn't going to surrender. He still went for the win. So one of the things that I was banking on with this team is that if I could just get 1 or 2 KOs on the opponent's team, they have a very good chance of just surrendering the fight, because they're not gaining the maximum lift that they could from the win. Like we see over here, this guy took 2 units and he surrendered. And this guy as well, he lost a couple of units, so that he just surrendered the fight. But with a couple of these, you'll notice that people just don't care. There's not everyone, or there's not a guarantee that everyone's just going to surrender after losing a couple of units. So we don't want this to happen. 3 foes defeated, and I still lose 40 lift. That's pretty abysmal. You definitely don't want to let that happen, so just basically run defense mythics. Alright, I guess we can show a couple of these fights. Alright, let's see. I guess we'll show this one. I'm not going to show all of them because I don't want this video to go on for too long. But we'll show some of the ones that I think could be more interesting. Okay, already this is a pretty good one to show off because we have Nemesis over here. A unit that a lot of people like to sleep on. Dude, I don't care if his effect is only once per turn. Nemesis is so freaking good. And the only reason why I didn't plus 10 him myself is because they cucked him out of getting the super boon on any of his stats. So he only scores 179. Not really ideal for arena mode where I would have liked to use him. But regardless of that one minor detriment to Nemesis, his kit is pretty solid. I mean, this weapon is very good. Only way it would be better is if it had -1 special trigger. And if you go ahead and give him DC and Special Spiral, Ruptured Sky, and all this good stuff, he's going to be a really fantastic unit. Alright, we also have Duo Lin. Thankfully, I'm protected from her nonsense, thanks to Duo's Hindrance. And we got a Claude there. Alright, so let's see what this guy plans to do here. Alright, so we get the Rally Trap off. Wow, we only took 25 damage from the special on Claude. Yeah, man, Duo Lift is so freaking tanky. I love that guy. And look at Nemesis over there, not taking too much damage from a Deadeye. Yeah, dude, he is so good. People sleep on Nemesis so bad. Alright, I guess we can pretty much end it there. We got the first couple of KOs, so not too much point in dwelling on that fight. Oh, let's take a look at this -100 here. Alright, so what went wrong? Okay, I can already guess. I'm going to say this Edelgard here has Far Save. Yup. Okay, so what I tell you guys at the start of the video, if they have Far Save, then there's really not much we can do with the Cav team. Especially if the unit that has it is not Hector, because I just have no way to answer it. Oh, actually, Larichel might not have did too bad there if she had Dazzling Staff. Yeah, I know it seems counterproductive to run Dazzling Staff on that kid Larichel, just because her weapon has the chance to inflict flash on certain enemies. But it's probably just better overall to still run Dazzling Staff anyway, because you're never really going to guarantee which opponent gets hit by the flash effect on her weapon. Alright, so we got clapped pretty bad there, but at least we defended the pots. Alright, let's take a look at this loss here. Oh, interesting. Okay, we have a Resplendent Micaiah. Pretty interesting build. So it's a speed Micaiah with double attack speed solo. We got Null Follow-Up, we got Pulse Smoke. Yeah, and then her Refine is pretty solid. So yeah, this is one of the reasons why I wanted to have Lucina and Mia over Lif. Because, like, even Olwyn, after she gets +7 to all stats, is probably not going to do much to this Micaiah. So, yeah, like, you want to have some physical threats on your Cav team. Probably more so than the magical ones. Just because magic bait units like Guinevere and such really just body these Cav lines. Oh, I guess he also had save skill on Idun. I didn't even check what skills Idun had. Alright, let's quickly take a look. Oh boy. Look at this one, man. What a unit. Okay, we have Dragon Wall, we got Far Save, QR. DC Noontime. Oh my god. Yeah, this is a pretty sick unit to give the save skill to, especially if you're in a position where you can pop her duo skill. Gonna be really hard to get through that. Alright, at this point, there's not really much point in continuing this fight. It seems pretty self-explanatory how this is gonna go down. And there's really nothing we can do to get away from that Idun. Alright, yeah, so there, another example where Dazzling Staff might have been more helpful on Larachel, but it really wasn't going to make a difference. Alright, I guess we can show off a victory now. We showed off a couple of losses there. Alright, so this guy, oh, he's got Ryoma with the new Raijinto refine. Alright, +8 Lobster. This guy got pretty badass with his refine. Also, ARO attacking speed. Oh, man. Okay, very interesting stuff. And then we have the Baby Leon as well. He's a bonus unit right now, so he's getting some bonus stats. Alright, and then also we've got Flame for extra damage reduction on Ryoma. Let's see how this goes. Alright, we just basically gave the middle finger to Ryoma there and bypassed him. Okay, I guess we didn't even need to bypass him either, because Larachel can clap him. Yeah, so this guy's probably going to surrender right here. Yup. Alright, so yeah. When the trap works and things go smoothly, these two are very difficult to deal with. Alright, I guess we can show one more fight and then call it a day. Alright, let's see here. I guess we'll show this last one. Okay, so once again, save skills. I mean, I already told you guys already, but not much you can do about these save skills with cav lines. Maybe if we get a unit in the future that has effective against armor, like a ranged cavalry unit that has that. It'd probably have to be a colorless unit too. So I don't think we're ever going to get something like that, but if it ever happens, that would definitely help us out a lot against these save skills. Otherwise, cav lines are just completely at their mercy. Alright, at this point, he can pretty much do whatever he wants. There is no chance of us doing anything at all here. Alright, so let's go ahead and hop out of there. So, basically, at the end of this experiment, we learned that you want to run defense mythics no matter what. I tried my best to see if I could figure out a way to get it done, because I know the defense mythics are real annoying to summon for, especially on those legendary banners where they're color sharing with 2 other units. So it's pretty tough to actually summon for every single defense unit every time they come out. So I tried my best, but in the end, it was a futile effort. You want to have defense mythics. Even if your team is going to suck, it's still a better idea. So, hope this gave you guys a little bit more insight on what you may want to do with your defense team, how important it is to value those defense mythics, and just a couple of examples of how to whoop some cav line ass if you've got some save skills. So, that's all for today. This is your boy Tatro signing out. Take care, fellas, and I will catch y'all again on the flip side.